that P.J. Walker's going to need some plays out of his receivers. Well, you see, it helps when the defender falls down. Diamondor Lenore.
League on slant routes. And A.J. Terrell's, he's a good cornerback, but he just gets beat at
ball more accurately. Great slant route, selling the outside fade.
Is Drake London and Kyle Pitts, these big wide receivers, but he makes a quick catch on the skinny slant. But
he's going to be tested a lot. Look at his eyes. Great job.
A nice first half. Well, it's Michael Davis out there on 3rd and long, and how soft he's thinking that you're going to complete it. He's going to drive.
But more importantly, Kaiir Elam is the defender. He has been a bit of the weak link here, and so the Giants will be attacking him.
This ISO back on the backside. Tua comes out looking to his left the entire time, and Tyreek Hill just one-on-one.
And this is a beautiful route by Keenan Allen. You get Bland overplaying it. That's who they went after on the prior double.
Here's the matchup. Watch Hayes. Try to press him. If you're going to press a guy like that, you better get a piece of him at the line of scrimmage. I don't like the free release.
Same thing right there. They go to the single high safety, come up and help with the run game, which means one-on-one on the outside against.
And use the word patience before in the run game for Seattle. How about the patience of Tyler Boyd? Looked like he was just doing a little stutter
out here. Trying to get a little separation there at the line of scrimmage. Tight coverage by Watson. And the best thing,
no DK Metcalf on the field in that portion of the drive. Big 3rd down inside.
Down to the 45 of Carolina.
Well, and you can see they're worried about him running past him, so.
He might not have the deep speed he once did. He might not have that extra step. But as far as contested catches, going up to high point the ball.
Watch what he does with this double move down the field. This is what's so tough. The scramble drill against Josh Allen. You see Diggs open. Now watch Banks not
coming into this game, but here's the slant and go. And Bland jumps it, and man, you don't.
And it's after the catch. And we knew coming in today that it was going to be Byron Murphy in coverage most of the day on DJ Moore. He's just so physical. I love what Justin Fields was saying about it. He's quiet and, you know.
For Nick Rowell's defensive coordinator, Cooper Kupp is on a rookie one-on-one with no help. That is going to be
yeah, just a total blown coverage by the Chargers. You see the pivot move to the inside by CeeDee Lamb and
just run it in and then break it out. Really nicely done. Good ball.
Right here, you're going to stop on the outside. That's Thomas. Open up that area for Olave. And
2 or 3 Brown defenders who had a chance to limit the yards after catch, and they just kind of all just stopped.
choice route, so he's options to either break in, break out, or just take the middle. And he decides to take the middle, sees the middle of the field empty. Really good route there from Kyle Pitts. But this is one of the things.
Love to work him down the field. Little hesitation right there to get over the top of the safety. Good throw, good catch. The big fella.
Can't really step into it, but that is a huge grab for Pierce, who really has had a hard time.
Big play Trey, as he is known, had a big game against Detroit early.
They stayed true to who he was, right? D'Amico Ryan said, you know what, we're going to lock
him all season long.
Switch release by the 2 receivers. Xavier Howard falls off of the inside.
You know, throwing the ball down the field as good or better than any quarterback.
Watch him just get on top of Nelson right here. He's so far, but watch him sit, and then work his way.
If the touchdown stands the way we saw it, I mean, it was called incomplete.
Reset the game clock to 6:07.
But we could tell before we went to the break, it was a touchdown.
Yeah, Dax Hill could get over there, and as you noted, that ball could not have been thrown any better.
Smith, outstanding accuracy for 30 yards.
And where was that route one? Right at the line of.
They get to the 26.
Or at least for the Dolphins' sake, you hope it's just cramping up, because
I thought earlier on he had made a move like this too. Look at the accelerated.
But when this guy's covered, he's still open. Look at Tay Hayes. This is why A.J. Brown is so special. He's strong too, but I love the trust all the way around. Quarterback to receiver and coordinator.
With the Chargers, but one-on-one, single high, nobody in the NFL gets the ball more. See, there's no safety help there.
He's going to play this press bail. Watch him. See, he's bailing at the snap and reacting to this. He's one of the best at doing it, but Garrett.
This is what Jamison Williams was brought here to do, coming off that top of that bunch. It's the deep threat. And Ryan Neal has got to know that. He loses his safety help, or his outside help. with Carlton Davis.
A lot of discussion about not really getting him as involved in the offense. Michael Davis out there, if he's locked up one-on-one, he's going to have a toughie. And they come off of that. Stephon Gilmore has got a little help with safety, so he's able to drive on this route by Quentin Johnston, trying to give help to Sante Samuel. And there's a huge hole in behind that because how deep Dean Marlowe. It's a great route by Brandon Cooks. He gets enough. Samuel is driving on it, but give Prescott.
And he's going to go up on Brisker in the back of the end zone. Watch his little head nod to the inside. And they talked about how excited they were. Kevin O'Connell really loved what he saw from Jordan Addison.
And another defensive player almost got there to pick it, but enough arm strength to slug his way through this thing, get to the goal line. They bring the short motion. You're going to switch it or stay on it. You're going to see Taron Johnson. He's going to stay on his. Instead of switching it, they communicated it just enough out there to make the play happen.
Boy, you called it, Murphy. He's got his eyes inside the whole time right there.
Settle back into a football game. We certainly want to wish Damian the absolute best. But I tell you, for Josh Allen, he would love to get something going.
Wow, what a play by Scott on this one. The duck floating to the outside.
Regular blocking tight end, which we all know he's not. And so he's going to come out and sneak all the way across. So what we've seen here on the first two snaps is instead of taking that miss, watch the way that he drops underneath this coverage. And looks like no way in the world he's getting back to the right. Dives and saves a big play right there. He's been all over the field already in this one.
18 yards. Yeah, it's one-on-one. They're in man coverage, and then you've got CeeDee Lamb running away. But
we'll take a look at it. Watch him just get those fingers extended, that thing. And he's got one hand on it there. I think that's
the line of scrimmage for Mike Evans right here. And look at that cushion. You're going to push it. You get Jerry Jacobs to turn his hip, snap it off. If you time.
He's gone against Bill Belichick all those years in training camp. Let's use Devontae Adams against this team.
Is just operating so well out of empty. Watch this in route from A.J. Brown, and once again he throttles in the zone, knows exactly what to do. And do you see him turn on the gas almost before his feet hit the ground?
This is just too easy right here. Ryan Neal bailing out. Amon-Ra coming up on him. Now he breaks to the inside. You've got the clear route inside that occupies.
Little dangerous there for me, but that's Bradbury and those long arms. And you see all these cornerbacks. I mean, for Philly, they love guys like that. The big, long, tall, fast.
Watch this route. The ball is going to be thrown right now, and then he adjusts and comes in to the ball.
Sam Laporta versus a linebacker. Kind of on an inside fade. Watch him stay with the...
I like that throw. Ooh, that was like, I mean...
Watch him come up and force this. You can see it. Look at him, what he's got his eyes in there. Look at that move. Boy, of standing in that pocket and making the throw. And it's a longer throw to get the first down. So that's a lot of time. Look at that.
But what does he do? He just lobs this thing up and out to a guy he knows.
Let's see. There's the catch. Right foot down, drag. That is a completion.
Slant, bam. He got the outside leverage, attacked it. They doubled inside on
Keitrell Clark. They are starting to pick on Keitrell Clark. He just gave up the touchdown. Now Tutu Atwell.
Catching balls, difficult, and just...
There goes the kiss to the back corner.
For Cooper Kupp. Look at the concentration, and he's not the fastest guy. But
and that's actually fortunate for the Patriots that he didn't wait a little longer.
It's going to be a 53-yard field goal attempt as you look down the field. Mayer, who was a factor early in the game. Adams.
This is what I love about when you disrespect one of the greatest players at wide receiver right now. This is what happens. You should never, ever put a line.
Boy, Myers caught a touchdown Monday night. He's got another one here. Remember, he came into the league undrafted out of North Carolina State. And
yeah, just a nice job coming across on the in route. Opposite side of the field is going to get cleared. Somebody's got to pick up Chris Godwin a little bit sooner.
And it gets cut off underneath, and he's falling off his back foot. you know, he couldn't really step into that because he was backpedaling out of there. Doesn't get the arm strength.
By Jennings, one-on-one in the slot versus Greg Newsome. He just works that
left side, and then watch Kirk as the middle just opens right up. You see Kenny Moore, he's just floating to the edge.
Gain of 7, good throw by Young.
This time Thielen not lined up in the slot, lined up on the outside in that.
Yeah, see Ayuk, he starts on the left side. George Kittle clears it out on the little half boot, and he comes scot-free. Obviously a breakdown in the secondary.
And on the route, now what are we going to do? Get down there, run the skinny post, beyond the safety, and the speed, let it take over.
Fuller runs so Fatukasi, I beg your pardon. Another look at that play.
Yep, and they're playing. I mean, he's essentially doubled right there.
Enough time, and ball slightly high. Elijah Moore with a nice one-handed grab. Those are the plays, the run after catch.
Slot, but instead they dropped into zone, trying to cause some confusion for Bryce Young. Give him.
He makes a lot of tackles, sacks. He's one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL. Potential Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and there's really nothing he can't do. It's been penalties all day that have led to the negatives self-inflicted by the Browns offense, and here's another clear example.
Schultz on the end of the line of scrimmage, and he's just going to the pylon right there. Beats him off that play action because it's not a great throw.
That's a really nice play. I think this ball's just a tick late. He's got to get one less hitch.
Watch how he comes back to the ball. As soon as he comes out of his break, he's going to climb toward Gardner.
By the Saints. Nice play. Not interfering.
Yards on the play. And Cam Taylor-Britt is about 200 pounds himself, so they want him over there on DK Metcalf at every opportunity.
What the Titans needed, Kurt. As Bateman turns around, ball's high and away. Nice job tracking the football.
One of the best in the league, and they said, forget these receivers. Let's put 2 on 87. He'll take care of it. Better cover.
Look at him working against Reek Woolen. Gave a little subtle shove in the back to keep Woolen going in one direction, and he put the brakes on and came back. A big play, Trey Moniker. And right there, you see the left arm? Inside arm with the push. T. Higgins was in high school. Just go down, establish yourself. Yep, I got it. And then get upfield.
Strong hand, so when he gets his hands on it, just like we see here, he pulls it in. St. Juice might have had the advantage with
Sam Howell and leaking McLaurin back. They show the run game. He comes down like he's going to block, but Sam Howell gives the fastball. He talked about being
had a chance, put the ball on the back shoulder at the last second. Great job knocking the seconds to go.
Look at Hill. Almost was one step too fast, wasn't he?
Trying to let that go. I don't think that was intended for the outside there.
I'd find the opening, and Lamar with the eyes down the field for the touchdown. And they're going to go for 2 here. There's everybody raving about how he's a pro already in his first year, and what I love to see right there is he's playing on the outside.
Secondary, and there's Jamar Chase. Yeah, I'd say that's more than 3 yards of separation there as well. Expected him to continue to come inside. See where he stops? And now instead of being the defender, Cam Taylor-Britt is the wide receiver, because Cam Taylor-Britt was able to get eyes back on the quarterback initially and then able to...
Al, you'll appreciate this. This is his feel. You just saw it on the last play in a soft spot in the zone. This time, he kind of feels it, looks and sees that he's going to be taken away.
Of 8. Yes, Ken Walker, you can catch the football. Anyone who didn't see it before, they're certainly seeing it in evidence now, and you're going back through your notes as a scout, and you're like, why did I write that down? How did I miss that? How beautiful is that? Hauling that one in.
You see the eyes tracking it the whole way, going up high to take this one. I thought Ryan Tannehill got a little greedy right there. Had a shot for a first down to Derrick Henry. Decides to go for the big one. The inside linebacker, and make yourself available to the quarterback. Good timing behind the linebacker on the quick slant. And number 3 does the rest.
He gets back to his drop. He sees Curtis Samuel coming open into the...
same thing can be said with what we're seeing in this offense with Russell Wilson. And now, I'm telling you, this is going to be the guy. This is the guy that I think is going to emerge and get better and better, because there's the corner, Williams. You also have a linebacker, Gay, that ends up sinking. They have 2 guys in the background up on tight.